animal movie stars of all time.
Right.
We're talking about
Toto from The Wizard of Oz.
Toto from The Wizard of Oz. Who would not love little Toto?
Of course.
With Judy Garland.
Exactly.
But there's a great story about Toto because Toto starred in a lot of movies before and after The Wizard of Oz.
That's correct. Toto had quite a career. He was one of the animals of Carl Spitz. Carl Spitz was a big animal trainer, had a ranch, and he had many animal actors. Toto was his most famous.
Okay, now the
His name was
Wizard...
Terry. His real name was Terry, the dog.
Toto's real name... Oh, so Toto
Terry.
was just Terry's
The
stage
character.
name.
Well, the character created by L. Frank Baum for the story, yeah.
Okay, now The Wizard of Oz was made back in...
1939,
And Toto died in...
1945.
So Toto lived 6 years in stardom, real big stardom.
Correct.
When Toto died, where was Toto buried? Where was the place they decided to bury Toto?
On the ranch of Carl Spitz. They buried him basically in the backyard of this nice ranch where he had been trained and where he lived and where the other animals all had a pretty nice life.
Okay, so Toto was buried in the backyard of the guy who trained him and owned him.
That's right.
And we have now come to that backyard. Where are we exactly? What city are we in?
We are in Van Nuys, or Studio City. This is Studio City.
Right off of...
The Ventura Freeway, Laurel Canyon,
Right.
between Laurel Canyon and Witsit.
Okay, the suspense is building because we're getting ready to visit Toto's grave. And where is Toto's grave?
Well, it's under a parking lot like Old Blue was, where the freeway comes over this parking lot. These apartment buildings are now built over what used to be the ranch of Carl Spitz. We're standing on the ranch of Carl Spitz. It's now parking lots, there's a bar here, there's apartment houses.
The freeway.
And the freeway. And Toto is about where those trees are under the freeway.
Right near the Dempsey dumpsters.
Yeah, yeah.
So wait a minute. Again, there's no plaque.
Right.
There's no marker.
Right.
There's no evidence that this home and that this gravesite and that Toto ever existed.
Isn't it a tragedy? I think it's really sad. It's horrible. But there it is.
So far we're batting
0.
0 for 2.
Yeah, we're 0 for 2.
But we're still at the gravesite.
Yeah, we are.
So let's once again stand for a moment of silence here by the freeway, by the Dempsey dumpsters, for a moment of silence for everyone's favorite little dog, little movie dog, Toto. Rest in peace, Toto. Well, we're 0-2 so far, but now we're going for a home run. We've come to Forest Lawn, Hollywood Hills Cemetery in Burbank. This is a cemetery for humans.
That's
for
correct.
people. Why are we here to look for animals?
Well, there was a very famous animal trainer by the name of Frank Inn. And people would recognize a lot of his animal actors, 3 most famous being Benji, the dog, Arnold the pig from Green Acres, and Tramp, the family dog from My 3 Sons.
Okay, so wait a minute. Frank trained all these famous dogs, and they were all, well, two dogs and a pig.
2 dogs and a pig.
These were very famous. These are household words.
Yeah.
Tramp. Tramp's probably the most obscure.
But My 3 Sons people know, and they remember there was a dog, a shaggy dog.
They definitely remember Benji.
Yes.
And they definitely remember Arnold the pig.
Right, Arnold Ziffel, yeah.
Okay, so you still haven't answered my question.
Okay, so all 3 of these animals predeceased Frank Inn, and he kept their ashes in little urns in the house, and it was his wish that when he died, their ashes be included in his casket and buried with him here at Forest Lawn.
Wait a minute, let's repeat that one more time.
Yeah.
All 3 of these animals died before he did.
That's right.
He had them all cremated,
Right.
saved their ashes in little urns.
Right.
And in his will, he said he wanted those 3 animals buried with him in his casket at Forest Lawn.
Correct, and that's what they did.
Now, actually, I knew that story, but this is a great setup because I called Forest Lawn to get permission to visit Frank's grave.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let us on the property.
I'm not surprised.
Why?
Forest Lawn does not encourage people to come visit celebrity graves. They like to pretend they don't have any celebrity graves. You should come see the artwork, but don't ask for any celebrity graves.
And they also told me that it would have been impossible for those ashes to be in his casket because it's against California law to bury animals with people.
Yes, illegal but not impossible.
Yeah,
So it
because
was done. They were slipped in by somebody.
Yeah, Frank's relatives could have slipped those ashes in the bottom of the casket
Sure.
and somebody wasn't looking. Who's going to care?
Nobody would know. But it's true.
Do you think this really happened?